It's called gender identity disorder, and it's unfortunate that you have to deal with something like that. And I hate it for you, and I hate that you have to deal with all this criticism. But at the same time, you know, I'm from the South. I'm not using that as an excuse, but we don't come in contact with things like this daily. Like, you are who you are. You're born how you are, and you just embrace it. And it was just so hard for me to accept the idea of living with somebody.
Do you feel that people from the South don't have identity? I'm asking a clear question. Do you feel that people in the South don't have gender identity issues?
No, I'm not saying that. It's just, it's not common. You know, if they do, they must keep it to themselves. You don't...
Or they move to New York, LA,
yeah,
San Francisco,
or they move
Detroit,
somewhere
Miami.
where it's like accepted.
That's what they do. They move away.
Yeah.
But there's, most of my gay
somewhere.
friends are from small towns.
They are.
The transgender ones are too.
Yeah, they are. They just, you know, it definitely exists, but they don't stay in that surrounding location where it's accepted.
The thing with that, you know, I want to disagree because not all the time do they move. A lot of times people just change who they are, don't let anybody know. You might have worked with a trans person. You know, trans people have always lived. They've always been there since the beginning, you know.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
You just don't know.
We'll be right back. Up next. I know there were some things that happened that made you look at Clark in kind of like a double standard.
The pool kiss.
So does your church agree that women should kiss women? Yeah. I'm back talking with Isis and Clark. Clark, what was the scariest thing for you, do you think, living with Isis? Do you think it was dealing with the bathrooms? What was it for you?
Living with Isis was just an adjustment, you know, going from being at school, living with all girls, and to Isis, you know, pre-op. I was concerned, like, oh my gosh, is there going to be like a shower situation or changing or something like that, which there wasn't, but I was just freaked out about it. And, you know, growing up in the South, I'm Southern Baptist, and I'm, you know, a strong Christian. And I thought that whenever Isis said that she was transgendered and decided to change genders, that kind of was like a slap in the face to me, because I'm thinking, okay, well, you were born this way. That's kind of saying, like, God made a mistake, you know? And I thought that was a little offensive.
So do you think God makes a mistake with gay people, too?
No, I mean, that's just how they are. But, you know, with Isis...
What are you saying, God doesn't make mistakes?
No, he doesn't.
Can I answer that?
God doesn't make mistakes.
God doesn't make. What about a baby born with a disease, HIV or cancer?
I mean, everything happens. It's unfortunate. You know, evil things happen, bad things happen. That's not God doing it, though.
Okay,
So God made a mistake when Isis was born, but not a mistake if a baby is born sick? I don't understand. I'm just trying to understand.
I'm just saying that I think by Isis deciding that her biological self is not how she should be, I think it's a slap in the face, and it's basically saying God made a mistake.
Okay, Isis, what do you want to say?
Okay, so for the record, I'm a Christian. You know, I don't put it on blast, or every few minutes I don't say I'm a Christian, but I am a Christian. I do consider myself spiritual, and I also believe that God don't make mistakes.
Right.
Case in point.
We are like...
For me to have to go through all of my life's struggles, and for me to, you know, deal with things like I do you think, like, I would make the choice to do that? Like, it's something that's natural to me, you know? So I wouldn't just say, oh, I'm going to do this if I don't feel like that's who I really am. God doesn't make mistakes, and I'm not a mistake. This is the way I am.
There were some things that happened at the house that made you look at some of the other girls or look at Clark in kind of like double standard. What was that? I don't know what that is. What was that?
The pool kiss with Alina.
What happened?
Like when...
I remember that.
How could we forget that?
So tell me what happened. Remind everybody what happened.
I guess it was just like we played truth or dare in the pool. And Alina had an obvious crush on Clark. So they end up kissing, and I'm just like... You say all these things about me or what's not right and this and that, and even if it's just for a quick second, it's like,
I have
still
to challenge
lowering
Miss
your
Southern
morals.
Baptist on that one.
You know, there's always people that are gonna disagree with you. There are always people that are gonna agree with you, and you've gotta be true to yourself.
So does your Southern Baptist Church agree that women should kiss women?
Oh, I mean, I haven't like sat in front of a panel of them and asked them that question.
Do you think they would agree with that, Clark?
The hot tub kiss between me and Lena it basically came out of a big joke that Lena had this really big crush on me and Sheena, and I was like kind of freaked out by it, but just decided to make a big joke of it because what are you gonna do in that situation?
What are you gonna do?
I mean, no, like you've got to make the best of each situation. And Lena had like an obvious crush on me, and instead of being freaked out about it, and I just tried to just kind of be like, ah, ha, ha, and it was a dare. And I mean, I don't back down from dares, so it's all that.
Clark, why don't you just say, you know what, it's a really big double standard, and it's just a big double standard. Just say that. You don't think it's a double standard? And by all means, you guys are both my children. I'm your godmama to both of you guys. But I think that when you watch the show on a tape or a DVD or whatever they call them these days, a DVD or whatever, and you play it back, I don't think you're going to be happy with what you're saying. You understand? Because it is a double standard. And it's saying, okay, this is not okay and this is okay. And in a lot of churches, both are just as much of an abomination.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I think by you having that kiss in that hot tub, hopefully when you watch this show and you live your life and you go to more places than just where you're from, it'll open your eyes. Hopefully that experience that you had in that hot tub will open your eyes. I'm not telling you to be a lesbian. That's not, by no means am I saying that. But what I'm saying is you did something that a lot of people in church would excommunicate you for doing. We'll be right back. Top model finalist who's had everybody googling and blogging about her. Our first transgender finalist on America's Next Top Model, Isis. So Isis, what does it feel like as because you feel that you're all girl, but you're a pre-op, right? It's called pre-op transgendered person, which means you still have penis. You still have, sorry. That's a real word.
I still have
the parts.
I didn't have my surgery yet.
Oh, there we go. She didn't have her surgery yet. So how does that feel? Because it's like you're a woman, but then there's something every day that you have to see and go, I'm inside a woman, and everything else is just...
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I really try not to really think about it. I try not to think about it on the show.
On Top Model. Oh, come here.
I try not to think about it because it is something I'm really passionate about. And I feel like I really was born in the wrong body. And, you know, it's just the one thing that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And on the show, I know that was really extra hard for you, too, because
it was.
Certain girls have to worry about smiling with their eyes, be fierce. And you're like, okay, I'm trying to do that, but I'm in a swimming pool in a bikini and having to hide that. And, you know, it's funny, when I was on the show with you, I never thought of it as, like, emotional. I thought of it as more technical. I didn't know that there was this emotion.
I think, honestly, more so it was more emotional because technically, like, you know, you could do what you have to do. I did that, but it was more mental. You know, it was more going through the situations, the pool for the first time, you know, or different things. It was just
having to deal with that. Yeah, I could see the worry, like, on your face and dealing with that. And look at that.
It's like I feel like I was happy because I actually conquered it. You know, like, of course, that's the shot that got me sent home, but at least, you know, I conquered it.
That's interesting that was the photo that got you sent home because there was so much worry in your eyes. It was almost like your eyes were dead almost. And you have such light in your eyes, but they were dead. And now I know why.
I'm like, this was my perfect smile, which I'm good with my eyes, and that was the one.
Yeah, because there were so many other things you were worrying, things popping out, things happening. I understand. No, I understand. Why haven't you gotten the surgery?
It's like it costs a lot of money.
How much money does it cost?
Between like $20,000 and $35,000.
$20,000 and $35,000.
It costs a lot of money, but you know, I feel like I'm gonna go far with my career, and you know, after I actually get my foot in the door, I feel like it won't be as hard to save my money.
Well, Isis, I really care about you a lot, and I know that the surgery means a lot to you, a lot. And I invited somebody here today that I want you to meet.
Okay.
Okay. She's like, what's going on? Come on out. You know who that is, right? Hi. Have a seat. Thank you. I think Isis